Hello, first grade. I hope you are having a wonderful day. It is Mrs. Norris here, and we are going to do another deep dive together. And this time we are going to talk about declarative sentences. And you might say, "Oh, I'm not sure what that means." Don't worry, we're going to talk all about it. So, we have been talking about what it means to write or to have a complete sentence. Can you think of some of the things that it must be there in order for it to be considered a complete sentence? It must start with a, that's right, capital letter, and it should end with some type of punctuation mark. Yep, very good. A period, a question mark, an exclamation point. It should have a noun or a subject rather, and it should have a verb, right? The subject tells us who the sentence is about, the verb tells us what they're doing, and it should be a complete thought, right? Those are all the things we look for in a complete sentence. So today we're going to talk about a type of a type of sentence, and that is what is called a declarative sentence, declarative sentences. So declarative sentence. I am going to give you some examples of declarative sentences, and I want you to see if you can figure out what I mean by declarative sentence. What type of sentence is a declarative sentence? Your books are on the table. It is raining outside. Your water is in the kitchen. Dinner will be ready at 5. Your homework is due tomorrow. The basketball is left in the driveway. Those are all examples of declarative sentences. So see, just kind of keep thinking and see if you can figure out what that means. What do you think? All right, declarative sentence are sentences that tells information. They're not asking a question, they're not telling us to do something. They are just giving information. They are declaring something. They are giving information, right? The basketball is left in the driveway. Your books are in the hallway. Dinner will be ready at 5. These are all sentences that are just telling information. All right. So a complete declarative sentence is the same thing that makes any sentence complete. It starts with a capital, it ends with some type of punctuation. In this case, declarative sentences always end with, right, a period, because they're not asking a question. They're not showing a lot of emotion with an exclamation point. They're just giving us information, and it ends with a period. All right. So it still has a complete thought. It still has a subject and a verb, but they end with a period and they tell us information. So let's talk a little bit more about this. So if we see up on the screen, it says borrows books. Do you think that that is a complete sentence? Is that a complete thought? And if you don't think it's a complete thought, what is it missing? What do you think? I'll let you think about that for a second. Yeah, if you thought that this was not a complete thought, I completely agree with you. Borrows books. What is it missing? It's missing the subject. We don't know who borrows books, right? We could make this a complete sentence by saying Anna borrows books. Then it would be a complete declarative sentence. And if we add that, I will put Anna in the front. And I know it's not quite the same size. I will make it a little bit bigger. And now we have a complete declarative sentence. It is telling us information. It starts with a capital letter. It ends with a period, and it has a subject and a verb. Okay? All right. So now we're going to talk about the next thing. All right. So we see some other declarative sentences on the screen, and these declarative sentences are complete sentences. So Anna writes. It has a subject, Anna. It has a verb, writes. It's telling us information, so it's a declarative sentence. It starts with a capital, it ends with a period. Tomas walks, same thing. It has all of those things. The library lady helps, same thing. Camels carry, same thing. Has a subject, has a verb, capital, period. It's telling information. But when you read these sentences, do you wonder anything? I know when I read these sentences, and while I know they're a complete sentence and they're a complete declarative sentence, I can't help but thinking, well, what does she write? Well, where does he walk? Well, what does the library lady do? Well, what do the camels carry? Right? We could add some more information to these sentences to make them a lot more interesting and to give more information. Yes, these are complete sentences technically. Yes, they're all declarative complete sentences, but they're just not very interesting or very exciting, right? So let's see if we can make them a little bit better. All right, so I've thought about these a little bit and I've added some details to make these sentences a little bit more interesting for the reader, to provide a little bit more information and more details. And they're still declarative, complete sentences. Anna writes a story. We could even add more to that if we wanted. Anna writes a story about the Biblioburo if we wanted. Tomas walks home. Where does he walk? He walks home. This is giving us a little bit more information. The library lady helps. That was a complete sentence, but now it's letting us know the library lady helps Tomas. That gives us some more information. Camels carry books. Again, it's giving us a little bit more information. So, what I would like you to do today in your writing journal is try to write three really good, really great first grade complete sentences, complete declarative sentences. And try to keep this in mind where think about the difference between Anna writes, where that is a complete sentence technically, but it's not giving us a lot of details. Can you try to write a complete sentence where you have all the parts, the capital, the period, it has a subject, it has a verb, and you give a little more detail. So try to write three really great first grade, complete, declarative sentences in your writing journal. You may write about anything that you would like. The sentences don't have to be related to one another. They don't have to be, all about the same topic. If you would like them to be, they can. If you would like to tell about things that happened in the story, you're welcome to do that. Um, but they could be about anything you want. They could be, talking about games you like to play or what you did over the weekend, but just three really great, complete declarative sentences. Okay? All right, we can't wait to read your sentences. And in the picture space above, you could just choose one sentence to draw a picture to go along with. If you wanted to try to split your paper into three parts at the top where you draw three smaller pictures, it's really up to you what you do with the picture part. We're just looking for three really good, complete declarative sentences that start with a capital, they end with a period, they tell us information, and try to find a way to, really write that good first grade sentence that adds a little bit of extra detail to make it more interesting. All right? We cannot wait to hear your sentences and read your sentences. Happy writing.